The hero and the deceptive giant. In the heart of the vast African savanna, beyond the great rivers and beneath the endless skies, lay the village of Nyaga. Its people were strong and resilient, living harmoniously with the land. Their leader, a young warrior named Gahiji, was renowned for his courage and wisdom. But even the bravest hearts would soon be tested. One evening, a shadow loomed over Nyaga as a massive figure emerged from the distant hills. His name was Mugumba, a giant whose voice rumbled like thunder. He was draped in skins of beasts and carried a staff as thick as a tree trunk. He spoke with an enchanting tongue, promising prosperity, strength, and protection to the villagers. At first, Mugumba's presence was welcomed. He built great stone walls around the village and summoned rain with a wave of his staff. The people praised him, believing they had been gifted a guardian. But Gahiji remained wary. The giant's power was overwhelming, and his generosity seemed too good to be true. The giant's deception days turned into weeks, and Mugumba's influence grew. He demanded offerings, food, cloth, and even the village's finest cattle. "A small price for my protection," he would say. The villagers, blinded by gratitude, gave willingly, unaware of the slow decay of their independence. Gahiji observed the changes with a heavy heart. The fields that once flourished under the villagers' hands now lay neglected, as people relied on Mugumba's magic for abundance. The once free people of Nyaga had become dependents of the giant's will. The deception reached its peak when Mugumba declared that all decisions must pass through him. He sat on a throne in the village square, towering over the people who now trembled before him. Dissenters were cast out, and those who questioned his rule were labeled traitors. Fear replaced the joy that once filled Nyaga. Gahiji could bear it no longer. The heroes stand one night, under the light of a full moon. Gahiji gathered the remaining warriors. "Mugumba has turned our strength into weakness," he said. "He feeds on our fears and thrives on our trust. We must reclaim what is ours." The warriors nodded in agreement, but they knew facing a giant was no small feat. Gahiji sought wisdom from the village elder, Mama Njeri, who whispered an ancient truth. A giant's true strength lies not in his size, but in the power he holds over minds. Break his illusion, and you will weaken him. With this knowledge, Gahiji devised a plan. Breaking the illusion at dawn, Gahiji stood before the village and challenged Mugumba. "Great giant," he called, "you claim to protect us, yet you have stolen our spirit. Today, I defy you." Mugumba laughed, his voice shaking the ground. "You are but an insect before me." Gahiji held his spear firm. "Then prove your power. Bring rain without your staff. Move the mountains without your hands." The villagers gasped. For the first time, they questioned Mugumba's supposed omnipotence. The giant hesitated, his confidence wavering. His magic was real, but not limitless. Gahiji pressed on. "You have made us forget our strength. We farmed before you came. We fought before you arrived, and we thrived before we knew your name." The villagers began murmuring. Doubt crept into their hearts. The illusion cracked. Mugumba roared, raising his staff to strike Gahiji. But the warrior dodged and leapt onto the giant's arm. With a swift move, he slashed the staff in two. A great wind howled as Mugumba stumbled, his size shrinking before their eyes. The once mighty giant now stood no taller than a man. His manipulation had given him power, but without the villagers' belief, he was nothing more than flesh and bone. Mugumba, now vulnerable, fell to his knees. "I sought to rule through fear because I feared being alone. I thought power would earn me loyalty. But I see now that true strength lies in unity." Gahiji did not strike the fallen giant. Instead, he offered his hand. "If you seek redemption, then earn it. Help us rebuild, not as a ruler, but as a brother." Mugumba, humbled, accepted. With time, the village of Nyaga thrived once more. the people reclaimed their land, their strength, and their spirit. Mugumba, no longer a tyrant, became a guardian in truth, using his strength not for dominance, but for service. As for Gahiji, he remained the hero of Nyaga, the warrior who had not only defeated a giant, but had also taught one the true meaning of power.